Hello, lovelies. Welcome to a new Coffee with Cass. It is a toasty evening, so we got the iced coffee going. So today, I thought we could talk about some cosplay things. Mostly, I realized that I had done a Coffee with Cass of my dream cosplays. And I've done some of them now, which is super exciting. So I thought I would kind of talk about that list that I created in that Coffee with Cass, and I'll link it below. And which ones I've done, which ones I'm still gonna do, and some new dream cosplays. So I have a list here in my phone of the ones I mentioned. So, first up, we have Regina, the evil queen from Once Upon a Time. She has been long on my dream cosplay list because her entire wardrobe is just magnificent. And I have not cosplayed her yet. I did cosplay Emma, but Regina is kind of semi in the works because I've decided I'm going to try to piece together a Regina evil queen look with some pieces that I already have. So I feel like Once Upon a Time Regina is like in semi-progress. So many of my cosplays have like different levels of me planning, like on a list for someday, or I've started making it, I have pieces for it, or just needs to be filmed. I have all these different levels. So, Regina is in the stage of someday. And I have ideas in mind for it. Then I have the ants from Practical Magic. I still need to do this one. I love Practical Magic. I was actually thinking about doing the ants for Halloween this year, but I have quite a few ideas for Halloween as I do, so it might get cut, but definitely will do them someday because I love them and they're so funny. Then I have Rose from Titanic. Her red dress specifically has been like a dream cosplay of mine, and when I had red hair, I was told quite often that my face resembled Kate Winslet. I don't really know if that's true, but I have one piece for this cosplay. I was recently gifted the necklace for my birthday, so that is on the way and, is on the someday list as I gather other pieces for Rose. And then with current events, I'm definitely going to hold off on that cosplay, even if it was ready, because current news topics would make that a little awkward. But someday, and I do have the Heart of the Ocean all ready for Rose. Another one that I had on my dream video list was the Queen Amidala from the end of Phantom Menace, the white dress. Because it's just like big and beautiful, and I think it's quite pretty. I have not done that one. It will be quite the undertaking if I do. Part of it I really like is the piece that's behind her head, so we will see. I have done a couple Padme looks, and I have some other Padmes coming, but not that specific one, but it is definitely a gorgeous dress. Then on the list was Megara. Megara from Hercules, one of my favorite Disney characters. And I have this. I'm going to shoot it this summer. I have the wig and the dress, and I'm making some pieces to go with it. And I think I even have a filming location that I want to shoot it at. So Megara is definitely coming and happening for the Dream cosplay list. I think she will be a fun character. She is a super sassy character, so that will be a fun one to cosplay later this summer. Then I have from Sleepy Hollow, Katrina, and I did that last Halloween. Sleepy Hollow is one of my favorite movies, and I've always loved Katrina's looks and the character, so I was super excited and fangirled out to do Katrina last Halloween. I love the whole Headless Horseman story and everything about it, so that was definitely a fun one to do. I shot it, most of the cosplay, out at night with some different lighting for all of the spooky vibes that I love so much for the spooky season. So that was for sure a check off the Dream cosplay list. It was so much fun. It's such a beautiful dress too. Then we have Catherine from the Vampire Diaries. Now, I did do the 1920s Catherine that you briefly see on the show as a birthday cosplay, but I haven't done like the full, very vintage, like 1860s Catherine that I want to do at some point. I love Catherine, even though she's like the villain, and so I would love to cosplay her more at some point. But yes, I did the 20s version, and I will do hopefully someday the more very vintage olden days Catherine Pierce. Then we have Jaina Solo. I haven't done this one. I haven't found the right pieces for it, for what I'm wanting to do for her look. But it will definitely be someday. I did Ben Solo because it was easier. They're canon kid, but not to forget that they're Legends kids. I will definitely still be cosplaying Jaina Solo at some point. Most definitely. Then I had Poison Ivy, and I have cosplayed Ivy multiple times now. She is a fantastic character to cosplay. I've done a couple different versions of her. I believe offhand I can think of 4 versions of Ivy that I've cosplayed because she's such a fantastic character. Like, the different pieces wise and character wise. I love cosplaying Ivy, and I'm doing another Ivy cosplay this summer, so I think she's definitely a check mark for the Dream cosplay, proved correct, and just a fantastic character, one of my favorites to cosplay. So I'm glad that I've been able to do the variations of her character, and that you can kind of play around with the character in different looks and different versions of Pamela. So yes, Ivy was definitely a good one. Then I have Anna from Van Helsing. She has long been on my cosplay dream list since I was a child, and I saw that movie. I love that movie, even if people think it's cringy or cheesy. I love it, and her outfit is just amazingly badass, so it's definitely on the list for someday. She's so beautiful in that movie, and just like super cool. It'd be a great Halloween one, but I won't get to it this year. But someday I will get to piecing together Anna's look. It's a lot of details though, so it's kind of why it's a bit on the back burner, but it's still on the dream list of someday. Then next we have Catwoman, but not just any Catwoman. Was always on the dream list to do the Tim Burton Catwoman, the Michelle Pfeiffer, in all the gorgeous perfection that she is in Batman Returns. I've done my first version of Catwoman to cosplay, and Selina's another one that you can kind of pull from different references for Catwoman's look. So I did my first one, and I actually have a second one coming too. That's a different iteration of her from a different comic. And now I was recently gifted the Batman Returns Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman suit, and I can't believe it because for the longest time it was clearly on my dream list, but they were all just itsy bitsy, and there was no way that I would fit in these itsy bitsy costumes until I found a plus size one. So I haven't tried it on yet, but I'm very excited. I have this image of potentially doing it for around Christmas time because so many of us think of Batman Returns as a holiday movie. So I might get into Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman around the holiday season. I don't know, but it's one of the big ones that I've wanted to do, and I'm so excited to try it on. And I'm sure I won't do it justice like Michelle Pfeiffer, but I am extremely excited to do that particular cosplay. So then I have the purple Batgirl suit that is inspired by the 60s Batman show with Yvonne Craig as Barbara Gordon, and I haven't done that one, although I more recently for my birthday did a Batgirl inspired look, and I kind of tied in some of, the 60s feel. I always think of Batgirl with purple and gold and like the black, so that's what my Batgirl was. My Batgirl had purple accents with the gold and was definitely inspired by some specific comic looks and Yvonne Craig. I do hope to one day do the full purple look because I did love that look as a child growing up, and it's been long on my list to do the full purple Batgirl, but I'm happy that I got to do a version of Batgirl. She's been like one of my favorite characters. It's pretty much been Batgirl and Princess Leia since childhood are my top favorite characters, so I'm very happy that I get to cosplay both of those perfect characters. So the Harley Quinn Jester look was also on my wish list. I haven't done like the full Jester look, but I've done multiple Harley Quinn looks again. She's another one that is so fun to cosplay, and I've done different looks of her, different versions you can pull from. Almost all of my looks tie to the Jester look. I love the black and red look, and so I always try to reference the Jester look like from the cartoon where she was originally introduced. So I don't even know how many versions I've done of her, but I can see the other pieces right there of some new Harley looks I will also be doing that are super cute, and they're not the full Jester look, but again they tie into the black and red vibes and are just different versions of Miss Harley Quinn that I'm going to be doing in the future because she has turned into another favorite character of mine to cosplay because she is a lot of fun. Lily Munster from the Munsters is on my list. Haven't done that. Would be super fun too. I feel like Lily sometimes gets overlooked. Everyone always thinks of like Morticia or Elvira, but Lily Munster is fantastic for spooky season. I would love to cosplay her at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it for that particular character. Then I have Peggy Carter on the list. Another one that I've done twice. The first Peggy Carter cosplay I did was the like classic military look that you would see in First Avenger. That was super fun to do, like the full look. One of the first cosplays I shot out in public. And then more recently I got to do the full Captain Carter cosplay from the What If series and from Multiverse of Madness. So I've done 2 Peggy Carters, her original self, you could say, and then the Super Soldier Captain Carter version of her. So Peggy is definitely crossed off the list because I've done 2 versions of her. I have Sarah Lance, Canary. That's from the Arrow show. Now I've done 2 Black Canaries, but they are definitely more geared to the comics or the cartoons. The more classic fishnet canaries are the 2 versions I've done. Sarah Lance is, her look is quite different from the comics, and I really want to do it. She was my favorite character on Arrowverse, and she also has a white canary look, but I prefer the black canary or just the canary look. I do have some pieces that I've pieced together over the years to start creating her look. So that is, on that level of the cosplay list of pieces that I have for Sarah. Another dream cosplay on my list was Cloud City Leia or Bespin Leia, and I did it, and it is beautiful, and I love that piece so much. I do actually want to do some more shoots with it because it's such a beautiful piece. I do want to get it a little altered though. It's slightly big on me, and I'd like to have it more tailored to myself. And I have some ideas for some shooting locations for Bespin Leia, but that was definitely one of my dream Princess Leia looks. I've loved that one forever, so it was super fun to wear that. And the cape I've even used in other Leia looks because it's a beautiful cape, it's beautiful. But yeah, I could definitely see myself bringing that back for those shooting locations I have in my head, and adjust it a little bit more closer to me. But oh, I love that one so much. I'm so glad that I got to shoot that one. I also have Helena Kyle on this, and this would mostly be from the Birds of Prey TV show that was on the WB back in the day. I don't know, some people don't know what that is, but it was a favorite. Helena Kyle, of course, being the daughter of Batman and Catwoman. I used to do like little dress-ups of this character when I was a kid, so I feel like to do the character justice I need to do the full cosplay. I haven't done it yet, but definitely someday because I love Helena. Elsa from Frozen 2 specifically. Frozen 2 is my jam. I love that movie so much, and she has 2 specific really beautiful looks in that movie that I'd be happy to do either one. I actually had a gift card the other day, and I almost bought one of her looks from Frozen 2, but I held off because I have so many cosplays I'm working on already. But she's definitely on the list still of dream looks and would be super beautiful to shoot in winter with snow around and whatnot. So Elsa is not forgotten. On my someday list, my dream cosplays, I also have Ayla Secura, which, being more into cosplay now, I realize how much work it would be with the headpiece and the outfit and the body paint, but, potentially someday, I'm not too scared of it. I did really like Ayla Secura, so it would be a fun look to do. It would just be more difficult, and clearly I have not done that particular Star Wars character as of yet. So, those were the ones that I had on the original video list of like my dream cosplays, and I'm so happy that I have gotten to do some of them. I have a couple other ones that I think kind of like maybe on someday dream cosplays. The Ever After dress, if you're familiar with the Drew Barrymore movie, that's my favorite Cinderella movie, and it's a really pretty dress, like her ball dress. So but it would be a big undertaking. So that's kind of in the dream someday look, but it's really beautiful. Also Belle's ball gown is kind of become like a dream one, and I have it. I have the yellow ball gown like from the cartoon, I just have to do adjustments on it and shoot it, but I have the wig and the dress for it, and it's really beautiful. So that has become like a dream cosplay, and so the fact that I already have it is just like really exciting. And then I've kind of put Bo-Katan on my list as well. It'll be a lot of work because I would like to kind of fit and create some armor so that the Mandalorian look isn't just like fabric, like it actually is like the 3D looking armor for Bo-Katan, and that will be a lot. But especially with this latest season of Mandalorian, it definitely kind of inspired me and made me want to put her on my dream cosplays list. And then like my teenage self was a huge fan of the show One Tree Hill, and I always wanted to do some sort of look from One Tree Hill, but I never knew like what to do, because like I never knew what to do. Like I could do one of their looks, but it wouldn't be like a specific look. And then I kind of realized that I could do one of the Ravens cheerleaders for their basketball team in Tree Hill, and I found one. I found a Ravens cheerleader costume. So that's kind of become a dream look, but I have it, so it's definitely happening for my teenage One Tree Hill heart. I just have to figure out which girl I'm going to cosplay, because it would be between Brooke, Peyton, and Haley. Haley was my favorite, so I feel like I should do Haley, but Brooke and Peyton would be super fun too. So, and then lastly, a couple months ago I was rewatching Phantom Menace, and I realized how much I really loved Padme's battle outfit, like the maroon, the end battle outfit, and so it kind of like went onto my cosplay list as like, you know, a someday dream cosplay list. And that's another one that I found, and I have to make adjustments on it and whatnot, but I'm very excited to do that one as well. Padme has so many amazing looks, so I'm glad that I'm able to do some of them and, you know, help my little fangirl heart of these looks that I loved so much when I was a kid. Alright, lovelies. I hope you enjoyed this cosplay chat. Thank you to any of you that supports my cosplay content or watches my reels or likes my cosplay pictures. It has been like a super fun pastime hobby for me. I really do enjoy it, and I love mixing it with ASMR. So thank you so much for allowing that to happen. Alright, lovelies. I will see you in the next video.